Austin City Hall is a unique landmark and gateway to Austin city government. The building holds our politicians' offices, city workers, and council chambers for community discourse, as well as an art gallery throughout the first 3 floors. The People's Gallery debuted its 11th exhibition at City Hall in February. This free annual exhibition is designed to showcase regional artists and to encourage public dialogue, understanding, and enjoyment of visual art. Every fall, a call goes out to local artists for the opportunity to submit their artwork to be considered for the year-long show. Over 1,500 people attend the annual reception in February.
Hi, my name's Suzanne Burton, and I'm the exhibit coordinator for the People's Gallery at Austin City Hall.
So tell me a little bit more about the People's Gallery.
Well, the People's Gallery is hosted in Austin City Hall. It's an annual exhibition that lasts for 11 months. We show over 150 artworks by approximately 100 artists per year. City Hall is a very unusual venue in many ways in that it's a place of business, so we oftentimes, unlike other galleries which close down during incoming and outgoing exhibits, we are open the whole entire time, so if someone wanted to come down and see the whole process, they'd be welcome to. It's also a building that sees over 200,000 visitors per year. It's a high-profile gallery. We see dignitaries, we see governors, mayors, people from all over the world, all over the country, all over the state. So it's a very unusual space. If you were to come and visit, you would see that the building has very few right angles. It has an open atrium that stretches up to the top floor. It's beautiful, and it's modeled after Bull Creek here in Austin so that the interior looks pretty much like Canyonlands, except for there's no water running through the atrium.
And tell me a little bit about the People's Gallery opening reception.
Oh, we had a wonderful time. On Friday, February 26th, we hosted over 1,300 visitors for our opening. It was a very energetic and exciting evening with lots of conversations, lots of excited artists and patrons alike.
Stickers are very sticky.
What is your name?
Sara Madandar.
Hair is a unique medium to use in your art. Tell me a little bit more about the conceptual basis behind that.
I'm from Iran. The first idea is coming from in Iran. We're supposed to cover our hair, have hijab. So when I moved here 5 years ago, I was like, wow, here I can show my hair. It's like, because it's most part of the like important beauty of the female body. So I was get so sensitive on this object or hair of human. So the idea came from that, from my background of my life. And then I saw, okay. For example, in Iran, because we had to cover our hair, women make their face, that their face look more beautiful. But here, hair is more important, So the style of hair is more important. So for me, it's playing with hair as an object. It so interests me. Yeah.
Is identity, or what are some of the themes that appear in your work?
Of course, identity is the first issue I'm working on, because as an immigrant, it's always I question myself. I change a lot. Who am I? Who I was before, So, and some things like so important as a woman, it was in Iran, but not here. And in opposite. So, and I feel like day by day I find something about myself here. So, and and this exactly show in this series about the identity. That is the first, and identity, and after that covering and hiding.
How else has Austin inspired your work?
Austin, I think I really like people here. They're so friendly and relaxed. Because the dress code is so important for me. I really love that, see how people dress code is so relaxed. you can find it out their personality by their dress. So their dress how they like, not how they like people see them, you know. So this is what I like about Austin, really.
And how do you feel about this opportunity having your work in City Hall?
It's the first thing is for a year here, the exhibition, so it will be many people see the work, and I see this huge opening with 100 artists. It's my pleasure, and many people come here and see it. And if you have a vast, viewer come to see your work, so you feel more successful, because we painter, as a painter, we always limit ourselves to just sit in the studio and work. And this is get a chance to show your work and see how the reaction of the people to your work.
My name is April Davis, and the art that I have hanging here is photography.
Tell me a little bit more about the piece that we have featured at the People's Gallery.
I have two pieces that are hanging, actually. One of them I took in a post office in Gary, Indiana, which is graffiti scrawled on the wall saying, "I'm listening, are you?" with two chairs placed in front of it. And it was, Gary, Indiana itself is a very sad town. People talk about Detroit a lot, but Gary kind of faded in the mid-'70s, and so half the town is just abandoned, and there's blocks and blocks of abandoned houses and apartments and other huge buildings, and it was just a very sad yet interesting town. And the post office itself just was a very strange place that was full of all different art installations that people had just gone in and done on their own over time and stuff. And then the other piece I have is from the Statler Hilton in Dallas, which is a big hotel in the center of downtown Dallas. And it was abandoned for many, many years, but they're in the process of renovating it. It may even be actually reopened now. But I did it using a process called light painting, which is a photo that's taken at night where it's totally dark. And I add all the color by putting colored gels over my flash, so it's a really bright purple. And it's the ballroom with a big glassy chandelier.
What's important to you about documenting urban decay?
I just think it's fascinating to go in and see everything that people leave behind and kind of try to piece together the story of what happened. Because, I'll look up information on history whenever I can, but a lot of places that I find there's not any information available. So it's just going in and just kind of seeing how people left. And it's always fascinating to see how it always seems like people think they're going to come back and they don't, and stuff is just left there to rot.
My name is Daniel Rivera. I have a master's in woodworking, furniture design, and since then I've taken furniture design and kind of combined it with sculpture to make a little bit more conceptual furniture that now I include dioramas into my work to bring a narrative quality to the pieces.
So tell me about the work that you have on view for the People's Gallery.
Okay. The two pieces that I have here are called The Hunt 1 and 2, and it's part of a series that I created where it's a narrative where I created the story of something was going on in this town. Nobody really knows what's happening, and I had hints previously where kind of gave the audience a basic idea on what was going on, but I kind of these little snapshots of what the main story is. So you don't get all the pieces, but it just kind of gives you bullet points of just this happened here, that happened there, but you don't really know how everything ties together until everything's seen as a whole.
What is the inspiration behind this work?
The inspiration. I guess the inspiration would probably be just from reading too many horror stories as a kid, watching Law and Order many a day, and just that whole idea of hidden violence that's in our everyday life that we really don't know about. The house that's next door, something's going on inside, but we don't know what's going on inside. And what I want to do is bring what's inside to the outside.
So you're an administrative assistant with the Austin Public Library. Can you tell me about some of your favorite books that serve as inspiration for your work?
Okay. Yeah. So for the books that inspire me, a lot of my work begins with roots were in basic horror, kind of going from Poe to Lovecraft, And then as time went on, just even like the work of David Lynch, some of his writing and his paintings started working into how I visualize all the pieces themselves and how the color, light, and everything that kind of ties into that. But for the most part, the books many different styles come into it, but it falls more or less within horror and supernatural for the most part because it gives you so much material to draw on. And as far as like the dioramas, with most horror stories, they don't give you the end result. So you have to kind of guess, and you have to figure out what's going on in the middle. And that translates well into the dioramas and what I'm working on.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks.
Barbara Shack, I'm Mayor Adler's assistant.
And what do you do for the mayor's office?
I own time and space. I'm in charge of the calendar.
So you're staff here at City Hall. What do you think of the People's Gallery?
It was amazing. When we first got to City Hall, the new art had just come up, and so we kind of assumed that that's how the building was going to look. And now it's all switched out, and the building looks completely different, because that's what's so great about art, is it makes you look at the world differently.
That's wonderful. What are some of the pieces that are currently in the mayor's hallway?
Oh, no one loves the stairwell cameras more than I do. It is the best. I now walk up and down the stairs much more because I just want to see the cameras go whoosh.
And how would you say the art enhances the building?
The great thing about art is it makes you look at things differently. So now I'm looking at the exact same building, but in a whole new way.
Well, thank you so much, Barbara. Appreciate it. The public is invited to view the People's Gallery during extended hours for self-guided tours of the exhibition at City Hall and presentations by current exhibiting artists for Art After 6. Art After 6 occurs on the third Friday of the month, May through August, from 6 to 8 p.m. Talks begin at 6:15. Art After 6 is free and open to the public with limited parking available at City Hall. The 2016 People's Gallery exhibition is on view through January 6, 2017. To find out more about the People's Gallery and the 2017 Call for Artists, visit austintexas.gov/peoplesgallery.